Hello everyone, hello ladies, gentlemen and unicorns. Welcome to another little let's play for the classic Brick the Game Boy. Today I have selected a game that is a little bit different than the others I've played so far, because this one, yeah, it's a real stinker. This one is Bart Simpson's Escape from Camp Deadly. And if you watch closely here, there's the logo of Acclaim, and Acclaim is the publisher. And if you watch real closely, you will see Acclaim has a little rainbow in its logo. And you know where this is going. Well, in the 80s, there was a little company that was called LJN. They made toys, and one day they decided we should publish video games. And they published the worst and atrocious games there are. Usually, I don't talk much about the publishers because nobody cares, but with LJN, we have to make an exception because, yeah, they made pretty shitty games. But this is Acclaim, right? Yeah, Acclaim bought LJN around 1990, and they continued like before. And so, if you see a game developer, not a developer, a game publisher with a little rainbow in their logo, you know you're in for a bad time. So, what makes this game so particularly bad? Well, for one thing, it is a complete lack of understanding of the source material. Well, or maybe they probably didn't care, and it was just an easy cash grab. So, yeah, what is Simpsons if you come to think about it? I mean, if you're this developer, if you're Imagineering Incorporated. Well, Simpsons is Bart Simpson saying, "Ay caramba," and eat my shorts, and he's the star of the show and platforming. So, we get here our little backstory. This is Iron Fist Burns, the camp's counselor. Wow, subtlety, and he's the evil one. Pretty much the whole story is we have to escape this terrible, terrible Camp Deadly. Well, I wouldn't go to a camp with the name Camp Deadly. I mean, this is like making a vacation at Cape Fear. You just don't do it just because of the name. So, then we start the game. And the other thing you notice is, apart from the laggy controls, which could be due to the emulation, but even on Game Boy, they are pretty much the same. And you also notice they are terrible. They are floaty and you can't go back. So what we have here is the blackboard, and it says we are Team A and we have to capture the flags. Yes, if you don't capture the flags, the screen won't scroll with you. And by the way, the screen has a hard time scrolling with you anyway, so yeah. The sprites are big, but I mean, look at Bart Simpson, look at him. His eye color is completely wrong. I mean, did he smoke 20 joints? He looks like completely bloodshot. I smoked 2 joints in the morning. Whatever. So we collect a first flag, and look at this, 666 points. Oh, those Satanists making video games again. Quick, quick, call the priest. Yeah. So I don't know what's up with 666 points for the flags. I mean, it's just a joke. So yeah, we can attack here with our spitballs. As we have seen, they stun our enemies for way too short. And our first real weapon here is the boomerang. If we spitball now, Lisa, she will say, "Stop it, Bart!" And she will drop the item. So this is some real class game design we have here. So I take now the boomerang, and just as you expected, boomerang, of course, it's Bart's signature weapon. Don't we all remember Bart with the boomerang? Yeah, me neither. So yeah, if we jump over a boomerang and don't collect it back, we will have wasted one. So yeah, there are 5 boomerangs, and if I waste one, it won't come back, and that's pretty much it. So we have now here endlessly respawning guys that are attacking us. And they are faster, of course, than Bart. So, and this is pretty much all there is to the combat. Sometimes the enemies duck or they jump, later stages. And some other quality game design here, a leap of faith. This is if you have sprites that are too big for the Game Boy, you don't make a game. You shrink the... I mean, the sprites should be half the size. Of course, then it would hardly be recognizable as Bart Simpson. But in the end, I don't care if there's Simpsons on the cartridge, and even if it looks half like Bart, I'd be totally happy if it were a good game, but it isn't. And we got another game with a big sprite and a horribly misfired design approach. So here we have killer bees. If we touch them even once, we die. If we attack their nest with a boomerang, we die. So we're not going to do it. So first I thought, yeah, cool, another leap of faith. But no, this is our first mid-game boss. And yeah, just look at this horrible mess that is textures or something in the background. I mean, I get the mindset. They wanted to make it something that looks like a little bit more intricate and more interesting, but it's a jumbled mess, especially on the Game Boy. I can show it how it looks on the screen of the original Game Boy. It's a mess. So yeah, this is Blindside Bill. How do we defeat him? We shoot a boomerang in one direction, and when he turns his back to it, he will die. So what do we have here? Oh, I think now we can escape. No, don't jump into this hole. This one is an insta-kill. Only one way to find out. Well, you have to jump into it first. So we don't do this. But here's Lisa again in her perfect role, empowering role of holding items for Bart to use. So yeah, this is all what Lisa is, right? Yeah, even my phone thinks this is laughable, right? So yeah. And what's she holding here? It's a power-up. It's some kind of invisibility, invincibility, just like Mario's invincibility. This was what Krusty had for 1-up. But the invincibility only means that we are invincible to the killer bees. And we can't use our weapon anymore, or as long as we have here the beekeeper's outfit. So yeah, so I knew that those two guys were coming, so this is why I jumped, but yeah. So if we don't get the power-up from Lisa, we're pretty much screwed. Another leap of faith. How great! Oh, and what is this? Twigs that snap. And if we're just jumping, we're too fast for the screen to catch up. Killer bees again, and I'm jumping again, and the screen can't keep up with my furious speed. So what is a staple of games with bad controls? Passages like this. Sequences where you have to do some very, very specific jumping. So yeah. Now we are talking about jumping. We got enemies that jump. Oh, eat my shorts. Each time Bart loses some health or gets attacked, he loses one. Ah, damn it! He loses one donut. These on the top here. Those are donuts, and those are his health points. And once he lost them all, that's for this turn. So he loses a life. There are guys that are blinking. Just look at this. This is atrocious. I don't know how I made this right now. So when enemies that are, have a slightly darker skin, that means they're holding, of course, a donut for Bart. So yeah. Finally, the last flag. What does it say here? Oh, lunch break. Devour every morsel. No food fights. You throw it, you eat it. So, and this is the second level, and when I was playing this game on my Game Boy, I never made it past this level. I mean, we can climb on these structures here, but now we have to collect burgers, and they are yucky, icky tofu burgers. Who would want tofu burgers? They're actually quite tasty, but the game keeps telling us, no, they're not, and this is probably the reason why they should escape here. So now you're not only attacked by those guys that just jump at you, but they also throw knives and forks. Of course they do. So we have to avoid these and somehow use our burgers, and if we run out of burgers, we can't attack anymore. And yeah, it's as much as fun as you think it is. And if there is some kind of person standing there, eat my shorts. Yeah, I'm out of of hamburgers now. Oh, crap. Ay, caramba! You're probably not hearing this in the emulation, but this was the only thing the game had going for itself, which was voice sample playback. But it was pretty expensive, so it means that the game just completely stopped. So each time Bart says, ay, caramba, or eat my shorts, the game just stopped completely in its tracks. All the music, the horrible, shitty, hacky, fucking ugly music, stopped, everything stopped. so the game could play the one sound sample and then it continued. I will show this on the actual Game Boy to you. So yeah, this is the game. I've never made it past this stage on my Game Boy. I've played this game on an emulator where I beat it with ample use of save states and whatnot, and it wasn't fun. It wasn't rewarding. The later levels were just more punishing than these ones, and they are already bad. And the final boss fight is to turn off 4 lights. And jump over the bad guy, and then you turn off the power to the camp, and the end, everyone's happy. It's just stupid. So if I throw now my burgers here, when with this counselor or camp overseer watching, I have to eat all the food. So now that she's gone, I can throw my food again. So yeah, we're just one more hit, and then we're dead. So, oh, I think I've made it past this level. Oh no, I did not. Now we're back to jumping. Oh look, it's a Krusty head. So we're back to where we were, and now it's broccoli probably. I remember this. Oh, broccoli. Oh, those poor kids being forced to eat healthy. Personally, I really like broccoli. Actually, this is fun. That I'm very fond of broccoli. Yeah, we still have 4 lives left, but let's face it, you don't want to play this, I don't want to play this, so yeah, let's pretty much call it a day then. As I said, I will record how this game looked on this original brick, because yeah, the backgrounds, they want to be intricate, but they just look blurry and messy on the Game Boy, and yeah, the only thing the game got going for itself, as I said, are the sample playback of the voices. So this is how the game looks on the Game Boy. And the scrolling is just atrocious, as you can see. But we're going to have now some nice sounds, such as Eat My Shorts and Stop It Bart. And she drops, of course, the only weapon that we could be using. So let's just die here, right? And now that we're back, I can only say thank you for watching, and Bart Simpson's Escape from Camp Deadly is a shitty piece of game and nobody should play it. Thank you very much for watching.